Hi all, Wolf Lord Rho here. Before I begin today, a big thank you to Grim for the virtual gift voucher. Thank you very much for the support, I truly appreciate it. Thank you. But on to today. Today, Jagatai Khan Week rolls on, with the wrath of Khan. Okay, the Khan. I'll try my best to resist doing Captain Kirk, but I can't promise anything. Spoiler warning to begin, the events we are discussing today are from the Horus Heresy Primarch series novel Jagatai Khan, Warhawk of Chagoris by Chris Raitt. As always, I really recommend you read the novel for yourself first, as that's the best way to enjoy the lore for yourself. Not only that, but we help to support the great Games Workshop and Black Library, because without them, we don't have this amazing lore to talk about. I will put a link in the description as always. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. Now, as the Great Crusade continued, the White Scars began to flourish as a legion. And after prosecuting several campaigns, there came the opportunity to return to Chagoris. A chance to regroup and rekindle the spirits of the Sons of Chagoris. For the Khan, a chance to catch up on the thousands of progress reports. For 3 days he turns his mind to everything from updates on the native tribes to the status of the entire Great Crusade. And it's during this time, after 3 days of admin, he informs his sons of their next campaign. For all the pressure of time within the Crusade, the Khan has reached a rare moment of pause. Away from terror, he has found a measure of peace. With the success of the White Scars, the eye of terror is not so focused on him. And despite the growing tensions amongst the Primarchs in regards to the use of the librarians, there are those amongst his brothers where he has found a level of kinship. Horus Lupercal being one. And so the White Scars will join the Lunar Wolves and eradicate the Orc Empire. A chance to further forge the allegiance between the two legions and brotherhood between two Primarchs. And if Horus just so happens to see the Stormseers are not at all to be feared and expunged, then all the better. For even Jagatai tires from listening to Magnus's preaching. And so the campaign against the Greenskins begun. The Orc Empire was vast, over 50 worlds. Rivaling Guilliman's burgeoning Ultramar, the Legion fleets smashed their way through the Xeno defences, giving no rest or respite. For to pause for even a moment would give the Greenskins the opportunity they need. And as the outlying systems fell to the forces of the Imperium, Horus drove his forces towards the centre, with the Warhawk launching against Gar Bangar to clear his path. And the fighting is fierce, the Orcs putting up a strong resistance as they always do. The Scars begin to respect their rougher, ganger-born cousins in the Lunar Wolves, but despite the respect, it falls to the Sons of Chagoris to lead the charge into the Orc lines. Bristling weapon emplacements and rank upon rank of rage-filled Orc, but nothing can hold the Ordu of Jagatai. And the charge of the jet bikes thunders across the plains, plunging straight through the first line of Orcs, the Lunar Wolves following up, Rhino and Land Raiders crashing straight into the floundering Orcs, crushing them beneath their tread. And this scene is repeated across countless battlefields all over the world, before only one stronghold remains, Bloodmoor. And this final attack will be led by the Kargan himself. On this day, we show them the storm. And within this final stronghold, the Greenskins fought with a fervour of a level above anything yet seen. Every step inside the stronghold is earned only in Astartes' blood. But step inside they did, pushing onwards, pressing deeper, the Orcs counter-attacking at every corner, until finally the hard-fought advance leads them to an almighty chamber at the heart of the stronghold. One final gate laying before them across a magma-strewn causeway. Summoning the strength they have remaining, the White Scars and Lunar Wolves plunge into the fray once more. With battle being fought on every level, it is here that it will be decided. They will give everything they've got to cross this causeway and reach the gate. Girhun and his Terminators at the point of the charge, as Jagatai engages a humongous Orc, and several Terminators fall at their blades. But Girhun continues his advance and reaches the gate, engaging the largest Orc yet. He falls to a blow, crashing to his knees. The Khan, too far to assist, yells for his son to withdraw, desperation heard in his voice. But his Noyan Khan doesn't heed his Primarch, and he launches back into the Orc. But this foe is one too many for the Noyan Khan, and the Orc strikes him again. So forcefully, Girhun's feet fly into the air. Jagatai, reacting instinctively, reaches out to save his son, but he's too far away and can only watch as he flies through the air, over the causeway edge, into the magma beneath, and his power pack explodes on impact. The entire chamber freezes in the moment, Marine and Greenskin alike. And in the second that feels like eternity, the Khan stands motionless. Then, the Primarch looked up, and despite the racing furnace around them, a chill descended over every soul. He uttered 2 words only, his voice suddenly as spare and bleak as the void. And oh snap, you know it's going down now. You just pissed off the Kargan. Pull away. His sons complied instantly. Even Sejanus and the Lunar Wolves, warriors from a legion that gave no quarter to any foe, withdrew. The Khan advanced then. His demeanour changed from flamboyance to a night-seer menace. He swung his sword about him languidly, loosening up, cutting the air into whispers, and the Orcs themselves hung back, bellows snuffed out, bravado shaken into wariness. Then, he started to kill. He broke into a run, first heavily measuring his strokes, then accelerating, faster and harder, until he had moved into that state the Chagorian sages called Alak Ge, where the fault alone could kill, where the distance between intention and action was made nothing, and where vengeance became a living thing, with both extension and imminence. Under a gathering shroud of elemental vendetta, he killed them all. If he had slain freely before, now the carnage was so complete that it scraped the boundaries of both the divine and the diabolic. Even the war-hardened Legiones Astartes, used to witnessing prodigal exercises of violence, were silenced. The Xenos never laid a claw on him. The Khan moved now, not with joy, but with dreadful precision. They faced up to him, and they were swept away. They tried to parry, and he cut them down. They tried to combine, and they were ripped into whimpering slivers. He danced through their numbers and built a corridor of blood around himself, slaying like some spectre of the endless dark, silent as a grave mark, chill like the night gale of the Ulav. One of the Lunar Wolves, inspired by that vision, tried to join him then, to add his blade to his, and it took Kinzar to hold him back. No, brother, the Keshig Master warned, only observe. But by then, the Khan himself was almost invisible, hidden behind a curtain of severed flesh and thrown blood, a primordial force burning through the Xeno ranks, inviolable and darkly magnificent. For the first time in that entire campaign, the Greenskins tried to run, to scramble away from the hungering devil that raced to devour them. But there was no space left, no time left, no hope left. Most were caught as they turned, their backs carved open and their necks broken. The few that managed to get back to the gate cowered under the shadow of that greater monster, the swollen master of their brood lair, who retreated beyond the portal in a shuffling, shaking display of abject submission. The Khan passed under the gate's edge. None of his army followed him. They held vigil on the spur instead, watching the gaping entrance, holding to their last order against every instinct. All that emerged from the far side of the gate now were alien screams, one after another, overlapped and smothering, a chorus of terror and panic that went on and on and on, and never relented. Not one of the Xenos escaped back to the spur. Eventually, though, even the screams echoed out. Kinzar alone approached the gate, his boots crunching over the corpse road. As he drew close, the Khan re-emerged. The Primarch's armour was red now, a thick layer that dripped from every ridge and plate edge. His cloak was torn into shreds, and his blade was a coursing rivulet of xenoblood. He walked tall still, but the fluency was gone now, burned away into numbness. For a moment, they looked at one another, Master and Lieutenant, both their faces hidden by dragon helms. The heat-shaken air burned around them. The Khan reached up and removed his helm. The visage that emerged was hollow-cheeked now, though still burning with the dregs of that unholy cocktail of grief, shock, and rage. His eyes glimmered darkly, as if the flicker of some malign potency still lingered, clutching to life even as the reason for its existence slivered away. And then a thought echoes in Jagatai's mind. A quote we covered in the last upload, in his meeting with Malkador. And that, too, was how we made you. Oh my lord, what a scene. Man, I wish I could get some more Chris Raitt writing my Lehman Russ. That was insanely awesome. All of that packed into just a few lines. This was beyond awesome. The moment the Khan looks up, you just know it's going down. With just 2 words, he halts the entire battle and then proceeds to slaughter the entire force of orcs. The difference between a Khan reveling in battle and a Khan wanting to end you. Man, when he's written like this, there's not many who come close to Jagatai. I had some serious chills reading that. You really want some of the Khan, Fulgrim? You may want to think again about that. We say it every time we discuss the Khan, but what an amazing job Chris Raitt has done in crafting this character. Never in a million years would I have considered Jagatai amongst my favourite Primarchs before the Heresy series, but thanks to his amazing writing, Jagatai is absolutely amongst mine and many people's favourites. If I wasn't a son of the Wolf King, I would seriously be considering being part of the Ordu. And how interesting that line from Malkador popped into his head as he re-emerges from the gateway. That too is how we made you. Why do you think Jagatai had that on his mind? But as always guys, what did you think? Are you surprised that Jagatai and Horus formed such a bond? And can you think of many who could stand before this PO'd Jagatai? And what about the Khan versus Demon Fulgrim? Who have you got? Where's your money going? As always, drop your thoughts in the comments below. I love to read them. A huge thank you to all my subscribers. Your support really means a lot to me. It truly does. And if you're new, please consider subscribing to help the channel grow. And if you enjoyed this particular vid, then why not drop a like on it too. But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you all again real soon.